Hey, welcome back. Have you ever wondered how to talk about your feelings like a native Finnish speaker? Well, it's not as simple as you might think. You can't just do a direct translation. In Finnish, the way you express emotions is woven right into the grammar, and it gives you a whole different way of looking at our inner lives. Let's dig in and see how it works.
All right, let's kick things off with a little puzzle. Just take a second and think about this phrase. I feel like smiling. How would you even begin to build that sentence in Finnish? Your first instinct is probably to look up the words for I feel and smiling and kind of stick them together, right?
Okay, so if you did that, you'd probably end up with something like what's on the left. But a native speaker, they'd say what's on the right. Minua hymielyttää. It's shorter, yeah, but it's also way more elegant, and it points to a totally different way of thinking. You see, that phrase literally means something like, it is smiling me, or something is making me smile. And that small difference, that's the key to everything.
And that gets us to our first huge idea here. In Finnish, feelings often have an explicit cause. It's not just that you are feeling something, it's that something is making you feel that way.
Let's look at a simple example. Minua jännitti. I felt tense. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. But even here, the grammar is already giving you a hint that the feeling isn't just bubbling up from inside you for no reason. It's more like an experience that is happening to you.
Now, watch what happens when we add the cause. On this slide, you see the full sentence, Elokuvan ääni raita jännitti minua. So, the movie's soundtrack made me feel tense. Did you notice the grammatical flip? The movie soundtrack is now the subject of the sentence. It's the thing doing the action. It's what's making me feel tense. And me, I become the object, the one receiving that feeling. This structure is absolutely central to how you talk about emotions in Finnish.
So, what's the secret? How does this actually work? Because this isn't just some random, quirky phrase. It's a deep, fundamental part of the grammar. So let's crack the code behind these emotional causative verbs.
The key here is that Finnish uses this whole special category of verbs just for talking about feelings. And these verbs, they don't just describe the emotion, they actually describe the act of causing the emotion. Some external thing is making you feel a certain way.
And this table just lays it all out so perfectly. You take an adjective that describes how you feel, like väsynyt for tired, and you can actually transform it into one of these causative verbs, väsyttää, which literally means to make tired. So you could say something like, this boring meeting is making me tired. You can see the exact same logic here for surprised, bored, even for being thirsty. It's a really cool pattern.
Okay, let's keep going, because once you get this pattern, you've basically unlocked this amazing toolkit for expressing a whole range of human emotions. This opens up a completely new way to talk about what's going on inside.
And I mean, this isn't just for a few feelings here and there. It works for pretty much anything you can imagine, from feeling amused to being irritated, or from being confused to feeling scared. The structure is always the same. So for example, a really good joke doesn't just make you laugh, it causes laughter in you. Minua nauratta. It's such an efficient and beautiful system.
Here's another quick one. Hinta ärsyttää. We don't even have to say what's causing the irritation here, but the grammar itself implies that something is. It's not that he is an irritated person, it's that something is irritating him right now. Do you see that? It's a tiny difference in words, but a huge difference in meaning. Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? This is way more than just a grammar lesson, right? This linguistic structure, it actually reflects a whole different perspective on emotion itself. It's about how you relate to your own inner world. This quote just nails it. Instead of identifying with the emotion and saying, I am sad, the Finnish structure puts it at a little bit of a distance. It frames it as an external event. You know, an experience that is happening to you, an outside force acting on you, kind of like the weather. Something is making you sad.
And that leaves me with a final thought for you. If your language encourages you to see emotions not as a core part of who you are, but as these temporary forces that just act on you, how might that change your relationship with them? Does it create a little space? Maybe it makes them feel more manageable. It's just a fascinating link between the words we use and the way we see the world.